Hello and welcome to Become the Teapot. I'm Iain.
And so am I.
There was an idea.
To bring together a group of remarkable Ians.
To see if we could become something more.
So when they needed us,
we could discuss the comic book adaptations.
That they never could.
I understood that reference.
So, The Avengers, or as it was known in this country, Marvel's Avengers Assemble, is a 2012 film from Marvel Studios directed by Joss Whedon, in which half a dozen characters from other movies are cobbled together to face a threat that each couldn't face alone. Loki, the character that Thor did face alone in his own film.
Well.
Anyway, Iain, I know you're a fan of this film. You've said so before on the podcast.
Yes.
So, what do you like about it?
To me, it's timeless. It's simple as well. So, it came way before all these 40 plus films, 60 plus TV shows that you now have to watch. Even if you've not seen the previous 5 films, to me, it still makes sense. So it's something that I think you can enjoy, whether you've seen the first 5 or not. And it was the first time that you had a proper team-up film. And I remember seeing the hero shot towards the end, when there's the Battle of New York.
Yeah.
To me, that's just perfect.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the expectation and the build-up of having these characters on screen together, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's easy to forget nowadays, now that the Marvel franchise has become this behemoth that it has become. But at the time, this was a bit of a gamble. And this was sort of unprecedented. 6 to 8 lead characters, depending on your definition, 4 of which are coming off the back of their own movies. This could have gone all kinds of wrong. And the fact that it is not only comprehensible, but actually just really good fun, is miraculous.
I think this is what Justice League have been trying to copy. But what this film does is it shows us little clips and flashbacks, and it quotes things that happened in other films that we've seen, rather than just telling us and not showing us.
Yeah.
So I think they try to ram a lot of that into the first Justice League film, and it's just stuff that's happened all off screen, and we're introduced to all the characters in one film, where this, you've got that pre-existing relationship with them from their previous films.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I don't think you necessarily need to have seen those other films, because like you say, they do quite a good job of recapping those things. That's less the case for some of the later Avengers films, but certainly with this one, it does well as a sort of standalone thing. I think there's an argument that a lot of people make is that Justice League, everyone should have had a film of their own, and that was why the film didn't work. Well, that isn't quite true, I don't think, because I think the film doesn't really stand on its own merits anyway. I think that's the thing with this, is that there was no guarantee, even if you did set up, if you created a Superman film, a Batman film, a Flash film, and you did all of that, there's still no guarantee that the crossover is going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
Decent.
Yeah, of course.
Intelligible. But I think this does it. I think it does a good job of balancing each of the characters, giving them all a reason for actually being here and doing something.
Yep.
Maybe with the exception of Hawkeye, who gets sidelined a little bit, of all that mind control junk. I think everyone else, including Hawkeye, gets a payoff in this film.
Yeah. I don't like the hate that Hawkeye gets.
Okay.
Fair enough, he's not super powered, whatever.
Promise I can do so much more than just archery.
It's not his fault that he got controlled by Loki, and then, like you said, he's got a reason to sort of come back and join the team and has a bit of a redemption arc, kind of. He doesn't do anything horrendously bad. Well, kind of does, but, it's not his fault.
I just think they didn't really know what to do with him here, I think, was my problem. I think they wanted to sideline him for the major part of the plot and then have him on the team at the end. So
got you, right.
This whole mind control thing is, that's one of the few things that I'll say about this. But generally speaking, I think you look at the more recent Avengers films, like I said, and they just throw characters in there.
Yeah.
We're dealing with much larger numbers, so it is understandable. But they have little to no bearing on the plot, on what is going on. Each character could be interchangeable. You could say, right, well, let's just take Ant-Man out of that scene and we'll put in, I don't know, Wasp. Let's take out Wasp and let's put in Valkyrie. And it wouldn't actually make any difference to those films.
Yeah.
I'd say each character in this film not only gets their moment to shine, but also the humour feels distinct, even though it's still that sort of quippy, Joss Whedon-esque back and forth dialogue.
He's my brother.
He killed 80 people in 2 days.
He's adopted.
the jokes that they're making, Mark Ruffalo's sort of meek and shy, offhanded things. You've still got Tony Stark doing the rapid fire nonsense. And then you've got the, dated references for Captain America and things like that.
Yeah, I think the comedy's not too much in this. And I think a lot of, if not all, the jokes do land for me. And, I've seen it countless times. I honestly couldn't tell you how many times. And I still laugh at them. There was the bit where Coulson's on the phone to Nat and he's waiting there patiently while she just attacks, 4 guards, whatever. And it just cuts to him going... I find that quite funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that all of the humour lands for me. I'm struggling to think of examples at the moment, but a lot of what Tony Stark said, I didn't find that funny. But I kind of think that sort of annoying behaviour kind of works for him. You're like, oh, that's not funny, but moving on. I like the idea that Tony Stark thinks he's funnier than he actually is.
Oh, yeah. That's like me. I think I'm hilarious. I'm not.
I mean, as our listeners can verify.
How dare you?
But yeah, I'd say that those things, those little minor quibbles I have with this film is that the quippy dialogue and sometimes it seems a little bit televisual. It doesn't seem epic enough in scope in some of the shots.
Yeah.
Some of those things are relatively minor though, but as I say, the whole, I really enjoy this film. I think it's pretty obvious that, like you say, I've seen this film numerous times. I saw it more than once in the cinema when it came out, and I think Hayley said she saw it 4 times in the cinema.
Wow.
And that is what this film was. It was a cultural moment. It was a zeitgeist. It was something that everyone tapped into. It's, this generation's Star Wars or this generation's Jaws or whatever the big blockbuster of the moment is.
Yeah.
That is this film. And I think it, like you say, it will stand up to that. I think it will last the test of time.
I mean, I know you did sort of, I assume it was a joke with Loki. Like, I like him in this. I think Tom Hiddleston kills it. He's so evil and so vindictive.
Yeah.
And I love his huge horns as well. they are over the top and huge. If anyone can wear that helmet, he can. He just walks around like it's normal.
Yeah. It was definitely a joke, and I do like Tom Hiddleston in this. And I like that it is a reference to Avengers #1 from the 1960s. Loki was the first villain that they fought, and he did so by manipulating the Hulk into attacking I think it was a train car or something, or train track. So a bit less stakes, but...
Wait, have we fallen into your egg hunt?
I hope not. I have not prepared anything else.